jockeys get to where they want to be, what section of the course, 40 of them stretched right across. It is very much a tactical thing for jockeys to work out whether they want to go down the outside over the first 3 or 4 fences, or on the inner, or in the centre. Simon Morant, the starter, is on his rostrum. Spot the difference just turning. What's up, boys, in the centre. David's lad towards the outside. Mert's man is on the extreme outside. Axo near the inner, company with Lyrene Wonder and Streamstown. Tony McCoy on Blowing Wind is towards the outside. They're under orders and they're racing in the Grand National. And down near the inside, Streamstown in his Cara and Alexander Banquet are the early leaders from Axo, and out wider then is Kingsmark. Very deep off the track is Wicked Crack in company there with the last fling, and out deeper is Celibate as they charge over the Melling Road and head towards the first of 30 fences. We join John Hanmer.
Wicked Crack is one of the early leaders with the last fling as they jump the first, and we've lost several. Carry On Harry's a faller, Wicked Crack is a faller, and Marlborough's gone, Struggles Glory is gone, and in at the top and Red Arc, they've all gone at the first as they come now to the open ditch. It's Supreme Charm. Paris Pike was another faller, but over that it's the last fling from Supreme Charm, then Celibate, then comes Blowing Wind, and then just in behind them Melly Moss and David's Lad as they jump the fourth. It's the last fling. Logician, another faller, but it's Supreme Charm and the last fling, and we've got some fallers there. Nicky D and Samuel Wilderspin have gone at the fourth and over to Tony O'Hare.
Out the fence before Beechers at the last fling, and Supreme Charm, the first 2 over it, followed by Celibate. David's Lad is not far behind them in 4th place, and we've lost one towards the back. Frantic Tan is gone, and so is Iris Bleu as they come now towards Beecher's Brook, and the last fling leads Supreme Charm. A gap then of about 8 lengths back to Celibate in 3rd place, and behind these David's Lad. Bo was on the outside. Melly Moss is just behind them. All the leaders safely over Beechers as they come on towards the Foynaven fence. And Alexander Banquet is unseated after Beechers as they jump the Foynaven. The last fling from Supreme Charm. Then a gap of 10 lengths to Celibate, followed over the fence. We've lost one there. Gun and Roses has gone at the Foynaven, but up front the last fling from Supreme Charm. Celibate, Melly Moss is next, then comes Bo. Ad Hoc just behind these, and Dinish Cara, Blowing Wind, and David's Lad as they go over the canal turn, with Mert's man just behind these with Spot the Difference, and they're followed over the fence by Kingsmark and Jeddah in this group too. As they go to Valentine's, it's the last fling from Supreme Charm. Then comes Melly Moss. They're followed by Bo and Celibate as we rejoin John Hammer.
And the last fling comes to the 10th from Supreme Charm in 2nd place. Then Bo is 3rd. Then comes Celibate and Melly Moss. Then David's Lad. And they're followed then by Ad Hoc. Then Bindaree. Then Blowing Wind. As they go now to the next open ditch. And Smarty has been pulled up. Meanwhile, over the open ditch, you can see What's Up Boys at the back of the field. And as they go now to fence number 11, it's the last fling by 3 or 4 lengths. From in 2nd place is Supreme Charm. Then back in 3rd is Celibate. They're followed by Bo, Melly Moss, then David's Lad. And then comes Marjed, Bindaree, and Ad Hoc, then Blowing Wind. And behind Blowing Wind is Spot the Difference on the inside of Inniscara and Jeddah, and also Kingsmark, and over to Jim McGrath.
As they race up now towards the 13th fence, and the last fling it is who shows the way by 3 lengths or so to Supreme Charm, who's just been preceded by a loose horse. In behind them is Bo, so unlucky last year. He's right up in the firing line from Celibate and Mealy Moss, who was 2nd 2 years ago, as they charge up towards this 13th fence now. Out wider on the track then is Kingsmark and Streamstown as the leaders get over it safely. David's Lad's in a handy position. Blowing Wind is just behind him, about 8th or 10th at this stage from Inishkara. They're followed next in the field by Spot the Difference as they come now to the 14th, and the last fling is gone. The last fling is, I should say Bow it is. Bow has gone there. The last fling is still galloping on in front, but the other Trevor Hemmings' owned runner has gone. Bow has gone there at the 14th, coming towards the chair. And over it now, the last fling from Supreme Charm, and then Celibate on the inside. They all got over that one, followed by Bindaree, Millie Moss, and then Manx Magic. Out deeper on the track, Royal Pradika as the last fling leads over the water. David's Lad very handy, followed next by Bindaree, and further back in the field then is Royal Pradika. They're followed on the inside of runners now by Ad Hoc, who's still continuing on. They're followed by Blowing Wind, and further back in the field is Spot the Difference, Jeddah in his Cara, followed then by What's Up Boys on the inside. 23 runners are still left standing as they head out with just under a circuit to go. Streamstown well back with Birkdale, Super Frankie. Axo behind them, well out the back is You're a Good 'Un. They're followed by Lyrene Wonder, Manx Magic, and Mertzman at long last as we rejoin John Hanmer.
The last fling leads at the 17th fence, over in front of Supreme Charm in second. Then comes Celibate. David's Lad on the outside. Marge is not far behind. And Mertzman's been pulled up as they jump the 18th. The last fling over with a clear lead from David's Lad and Supreme Charm. And we've lost one towards the back, which was Super Frankie as they jump the 19th. And over that, it's still the last fling in front. A bad mistake there by Streamstown as they go to the 20th. The last fling clear of David's Lad, Supreme Charm, Royal Predicate, Blowing Wind, then Bindaree, Melly Moss, Ad Hoc a mistake, then Jeddah, and a faller there as they go to the next. Lyrene Wonder and over to Tony O'Hare.
Coming down towards the fence before Beechers, and the last fling is over in front. Bindaree, David's Lad is close up on the outside, Blowing Wind. Also out wide is Royal Predicate. What's Up Boys has improved in behind the leaders as they come down to Beechers for the second time in the Grand National. And the last fling joined by Bindaree. The big noseband, red and white colours of David's Lad on the outside. Blowing Wind is just behind them as they go over Beechers, and we've lost one towards the back of the field. There it's Majed who's come down at Beechers as they come to the Foyne and Bindaree preceded by a loose horse. David's Lad a mistake. The last fling wasn't too good there either, but as they go to the canal turn, it is Bindaree the leader from David's Lad. Supreme Charm getting back into it on the inside. Kingsmark just behind them with Jeddah also improving. Blowing Wind is out wide. They're at the canal turn, and Bindaree with two loose horses. David's Lad on the inside, then comes Blowing Wind, and we've lost one there. The last fling is gone at the canal turn as they turn to face Valentine's. Bindaree the leader, followed by David's Lad. Kingsmark in third, then comes Blowing Wind, and they're followed by Ad Hoc. Supreme Charm mistake by Jeddah. What's Up Boys improves ahead of Spot the Difference. Back to John Hanmer.
And they've got 5 to jump, and it's still out in front. Bindaree from What's Up Boys on the outside, then David's Lad, then Blowing Wind coming under pressure. Ad Hoc's creeping closer as they go to the last open ditch, which is 4 out, and What's Up Boys comes up on the outside of Bindaree, who jumps it well. David's Lad a faller, then Kingsmark has improved, and we've lost Ad Hoc there, and Spot the Difference, and Jeddah. All those went. And at the third last, it's Bindaree from What's Up Boys, Kingsmark, Blowing Wind, then Royal Predicate, Supreme Charm, then You're a Good 'Un, Celibate, Melly Moss, a big gap then to Birkdale and Streamstown. I think they're the only ones as we rejoin Jim McGrath.
Well, as they race up now with 2 fences left to jump in the Martel Grand National, and Bindaree for trainer Nigel Twiston Davis. He lost his other 2 there. Frantic Tan and Bow are both gone, but it's Bindaree running the race of his life. He's 4 or 5 lengths clear now of What's Up Boys, who's running a great race for Richard Johnson as they round the corner. They're a long way clear now of Kingsmark as they straighten up now towards the second last. Bindaree, who's a grand stayer, he's 2 lengths in front, but What's Up Boys comes alongside him now at the second last, jumps up, and they're preceded by a loose horse. A long gap to Tony McCoy on Blowing Wind, then Kingsmark, and they're well clear of You're a Good 'Un. Coming up towards the last fence now in the National, and jumping it together, What's Up Boys and Bindaree. What's Up Boys, Richard Johnson takes it up now on the near side. It's What's Up Boys as they race towards the elbow. He goes 2 lengths in front of Bindaree, who's coming again on the outside. A long gap then to Blowing Wind. They race in up towards the final 100 yards in the National. What's Up Boys on the near side. Bindaree is coming back, and Lembury's right on the far side. Bindaree is wearing him down. He's pulled it out of the fire. Bindaree gets up to win the Grand National. What's up, boys? A gallant second. Along got the Blowing Wind, who's third again, followed then by Kingsmark in fourth. Supreme Charm finishes fifth. Celibate sixth. You're a Gooden in seventh. Royal Padrika finishes eighth. Then Streams Down in ninth. And the 10th and last to complete the course is Birkdale. So 10 finishes in the Martel Grand. That's what he did. He won the Grand National with a great staying performance. Number 21, Bindaree, owned by Raymond Mould, trained by Nigel Twiston Davis, his second Grand National winner, and ridden by Jim Cullity is the winner. Second is number Up Boys, owned by RJB Partners, trained by Philip Hobbs, ridden by Richard Johnson. Third, number 16, Blowing Wind, owned by Peter Deal, trained by Martin Pipe, ridden by Tony McCoy.